Hello, I'm Dr. Margaret. I'd like to talk to you today about how we all think about our past. We think about our infancy. We wonder how the world was when we were very small. And of course, we can't really remember. The bottom line is that we're very sensory when we're born. We have to feel, we have to touch, we have to watch, we have to listen. And slowly, by the time we're two, we've learned to speak a language. And as we add more and more words to our mindsets about what we like or what we don't like, we start to realize that we're developing a personality and a character. And of course, everyone admires us. Everyone says, hey, how gorgeous you are in some way. And you feel good. And then you go to kindergarten. And there's some bossy kid that is pushing you and taking your toys. And suddenly you think, this world isn't so good. What did I do? What did I say? Why is that person being horrible to me? And of course, when you go to school, then you start to learn to read and write. And some of the people seem to be much smarter than you. And so you start to talk to yourself, hear that? Talk to yourself about how you think the world is and what's going on around you. And in those early years, you will tell yourself, oh, I can't do this. I feel shy. I'm embarrassed. I need to hide in the corner. I'll pretend that I'm not here. Of course, teacher comes and pulls you out of the corner and says, now, stand up in front of the class and count to 100. Oh dear, embarrassment. And yes, in your own little mind, somewhere inside you, you're saying, this is awkward. I don't feel good here. I'm not really safe standing up and talking in front of a lot of people. And maybe, like me when I was in school, you're asked to read aloud. Oh dear, here's that word. I don't know what it means. How do I pronounce it? Are all the other kids looking at me thinking that I'm silly and they know better? Yes, we make comparisons between ourselves, our peers, our family members, and our teachers, and yes, religious instructors. And so by the time we're 7 or 8, we have formed a lot of opinions about ourselves. We pretty well will stand up and say, I don't like this, but I do like that, whatever it is. And in some way, when that happens, we are forming in our mind a foundation stone of believing that we dislike things versus the things that we think we do like. And of course, as we grow up, we rationalize those dislikes. We say to ourselves, okay, mummy told me this and that. I believed her. Now I'm looking at the world and I can see there are different things out there. So I'm really not sure at all whether what mother or dad or grandpa or grandma or someone told me is true. I've got the doubting Thomas within me, as it were. And so I'm going to be very cautious. I'm going to stand back. I'm going to think about what other people are doing and I'm going to compare. And if I feel I've got half a chance, I'll compete. And if I compete, then I hope I'll win. Well, it's not long before you're suddenly telling yourself, yeah, but I've gone in for other things before. I try to get an A plus, or I try to build a castle and some kid spoiled it. I've got a history of telling me that whatever I'm going to do, it's not going to work. Someone, somewhere, is going to spoil it. So I'm ready for that. I expect that. And of course, you grow up, you get older, and everything you do in this world seems to you to be a struggle. Yes, you're waiting for someone to come along and spoil it. Or you're waiting for yourself to get in your own way and spoil it yourself. We call that procrastination. And in extreme cases, where someone is mentally disturbed, they're going to do some harm to themselves like picking their skin, pulling their hair out. That's a tragedy. And we shouldn't really ever end up being so self destructive. So, why am I talking about this? I'm really reaching out to you, a mother, a father, or a young child, and I'm saying to you, please don't put yourself down. Please don't compare yourself with other people. Please don't compete to win attention. If you want to compete in, say, a race, then do it to please yourself for the pleasure of having had the opportunity to measure your own skills and your own talents by the amount of effort that you put into whatever it is you're doing. The same with creative things. If you like to paint and draw, if you like to sing and dance, don't compare yourself with some superstar and say, well, I'll never be like them, so I won't even try. Just start. Everything in this world takes practice. I remember when I was first learning to play the piano, I thought to myself, my brain will never ever manage running my fingers backwards and forwards like this on the piano. Okay? But guess what? It came in jolly handy when I learned to type. Yes, and even today, I still do play the piano and sing to please myself. Hey, I don't want to be a superstar singing to the world. I just want to please me. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. Please yourself. Take time out to study crafts, to play with them, and see how much you can do to help yourself feel confident, strong, powerful, and independent. If you've grown up in a dysfunctional family the way I did, where people are always arguing, going around in circles about standards, rules, regulations, especially for me coming from war-torn England, it was very, very difficult to just get people to understand that we weren't still at war with one another or in our family units. There was always someone pushing some kind of opinion out about how we should behave. And even today, there are still elders who are insinuating in some way that we are not well accepted, that we are not loved, that we are not supported. Whether we go into a political field or we go into a work scenario or a family scenario, there is always going to be someone who wants to put someone else down. Do not judge. Don't judge those people. They don't understand that they are being judged by others because they've set themselves up to judge others. It's a mirror image. So if you don't want to be judged, don't judge yourself and don't hold yourself back from trying to do something. Whatever you try to do, you need to develop a love of doing what you're doing. Embrace it. I chose a career as a healer, lecturer, teacher, author, and so on. It evolved through my life. But I always knew in the core of my being that I was here on this earth to help people. And so I am fulfilled by my chosen career. I'm not thinking about how many millions I can make. I'm not thinking about how many people I can save. I'm simply saying to myself, where there is someone in need, they will find me. Where there is someone who has found me, who asks me for help, I will be able to give it. And in the process of sharing myself, I know that in some way I'll be receiving something that will help me. Now, whether that is some money, which most of us want, or whether it's someone who links me with someone else that I need to know in order to expand my own abilities, or whether it's simply to stand up and talk to 1,000 people at once, it's still amazing. It's an opportunity to really share myself with what I know and what I like to do. Now, if you think of some of the great people out there who are singing, such as my favorite Celine Dion, then you're going to realize that they had such a joy in standing on stage singing and sharing what they have to you. And you can feel that. You can feel it in your heart. You can feel it in your soul. Now, you may want people to feel you like that. And so it's important that as you embrace your life, as you do lots of things that are available for you to do, that you're going to enjoy your life and people will enjoy you. They'll honor you, they'll respect you, and they'll take you into their heart, and you'll have a lot of friends. So don't sit on the sidewalk moaning and groaning. Don't sit at home in your armchair saying nothing's happening. Don't say that your family don't know you and understand you. Reach out, touch someone, and share who you are, and realize that you nor anyone else needs to be dysfunctional. You can be very functional. That's a nice word, isn't it? If you allow yourself to just go out there in the world and make a choice to make a difference. Yes, pay it forward. That's my last word to you. As you help others, so others will help you. It's always there. It's a circle of growth that we must all go through. So on that happy note, I'll leave you to say, I can do it. Very good. Until we meet again, please enjoy all the other videos I have. And if you're really interested in learning more from me, then you might want to go to my radio show, Journey into an Unknown World. That's on Web Talk Radio. And you'll find that link on my website on www.sumaris, spelled Sumaris, Center, that's spelled Center, American.com. You go there, you'll find my blogs, horoscopes, lots of advice, lots of things to help you get better, heal, get strong, feel safe, feel important in your own life. Let me help you if you need my help. Stay well. Goodbye.